Hold on, you're not going to believe what just got exposed. Nick Aldis just dropped a bombshell that's sending shockwaves through the entire WWE universe, and if you thought you knew who was behind Jacob Fatu's brutal assault on SmackDown, think again. The general manager of the Blue brand just pulled back the curtain on one of the most calculated attacks we've seen in years, and the identity of the real mastermind is going to leave you absolutely stunned. Before we dive into this insanity, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell because you need to be the first to know when wrestling news breaks like this. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Let's rewind for a second because the context here is absolutely crucial. Jacob Fatu has been an unstoppable force since joining the Bloodline, a wrecking ball of pure destruction who's left a trail of broken bodies in his wake. This isn't some mid-card talent we're talking about, this is the Samoan werewolf, a man who strikes fear into the hearts of superstars and fans alike. When someone takes out Jacob Fatu, you know there's something much bigger at play. The attack happened during what should have been a routine SmackDown segment, but nothing in professional wrestling is ever routine when the Bloodline is involved. Fatu was blindsided, taken out with surgical precision, and the WWE Universe immediately started pointing fingers in every direction. Was it a rival faction looking to make a statement? Was it someone from the Bloodline's past coming back for revenge? Or was this an inside job, a betrayal from within the family itself? The speculation has been running wild for days. Social media exploded with theories, conspiracy boards lit up like Christmas trees, and every wrestling podcast from here to Tokyo has been dissecting every frame of footage trying to piece together the puzzle. Some fans were convinced it was Sami Zayn finally getting his revenge for all the psychological warfare the Bloodline put him through. Others swore it had to be Kevin Owens, a man who's never backed down from a fight and has every reason to want the Bloodline dismantled piece by piece. There were even whispers that maybe, just maybe, Roman Reigns himself orchestrated the hit as some kind of twisted loyalty test or power play to keep everyone in line. After all, the tribal chief has never been above using manipulation and mind games to maintain his iron grip on the family. But here's where things get absolutely insane. Nick Aldis, the man who's supposed to maintain order and control on SmackDown, stepped up to the microphone with that serious look he gets when something major is about to go down. You could feel the tension in the arena, that electric charge that tells you history is about to be made. And when Aldis started speaking, every single person watching knew they were about to hear something that would change everything. He didn't dance around it, didn't build suspense for the sake of drama. He came out swinging with the truth, and that truth hit harder than a Jacob Fatu superkick. The real attacker wasn't who anyone expected. It wasn't a former ally seeking redemption. It wasn't a rival trying to climb the ladder by taking out the biggest threat. The person behind Jacob Fatu's assault was someone who's been playing chess while everyone else was playing checkers, someone who's been lurking in the shadows waiting for the perfect moment to strike. And when Aldis revealed the name, the arena erupted in a mixture of shock, disbelief, and absolute chaos. This was a betrayal that cuts deep, a calculated move that shows just how dangerous the game has become at the highest levels of WWE. What makes this revelation so devastating is the psychology behind it. Jacob Fatu isn't just any superstar, he's family, he's Bloodline, he's supposed to be untouchable. The person who took him out didn't just commit an act of violence, they committed an act of war against the most dominant faction in WWE history. This wasn't about winning a match or settling a personal score. This was about sending a message that no one is safe, that the old rules don't apply anymore, and that the power structure everyone thought was unshakable is actually built on a foundation of lies and manipulation. Nick Aldis exposing the attacker also raises serious questions about his role as general manager. How long has he known this information? Has he been conducting his own investigation behind the scenes, or did someone come forward with evidence that forced his hand? The timing of this announcement is incredibly suspicious because it comes at a moment when SmackDown is already in absolute turmoil. The brand split has created unprecedented opportunities for chaos, and someone with inside knowledge could use that chaos to reshape the entire landscape of WWE. Aldis positioning himself as the revealer of truth gives him enormous power, but it also paints a target on his back because whoever orchestrated this attack isn't going to be happy that their identity has been exposed. Think about the ripple effects this is going to have across the entire roster. The Bloodline has operated under a code of loyalty and family above all else, but this attack proves that code can be broken, that even the strongest bonds can be severed when ambition and betrayal enter the equation. If Jacob Fatu can be taken out, then no member of the Bloodline is truly safe. Roman Reigns has to be looking over his shoulder now, wondering who else might be planning to make a move against him. Solo Sikoa has to question whether his position in the family is secure or if he's the next target. And every single superstar on the SmackDown roster is now recalculating their alliances because the balance of power just shifted in a massive way. The tactical brilliance of this attack cannot be overstated. Taking out Jacob Fatu specifically was a strategic masterstroke because he's the enforcer, the muscle, the one who does the dirty work and keeps everyone in line through sheer physical dominance. Without Fatu at full strength, the Bloodline loses its most intimidating weapon. It's like cutting off the head of a snake, except in this case, they went for the fangs first. Whoever planned this understood that you don't challenge the bloodline head on, you weaken them from within, you create doubt and paranoia, you make them question everyone around them until they tear themselves apart. The investigation that led to this revelation must have been intense. Nick Aldis doesn't strike anyone as the type to make accusations without solid evidence, which means he's been compiling footage, interviewing witnesses, and probably dealing with threats and intimidation from people who wanted this information buried. The fact that he went public with it shows incredible courage or incredible stupidity, depending on how you look at it. Either way, he's now in the middle of a war zone, and general managers don't usually fare well when they insert themselves into conflicts involving the bloodline. What's really fascinating is how this changes the narrative going forward. WWE storytelling has always been about layers, about reveals and twists that keep the audience guessing, but this particular revelation opens up so many new storyline possibilities that it's almost overwhelming. Will the bloodline come together to seek revenge, or will this fracture them even further? Will Roman Reigns see this as an opportunity to consolidate power by eliminating anyone he views as disloyal? Will other factions smell blood in the water and start circling, looking to take advantage of the bloodline's vulnerability? The chess pieces are all being moved into position for something absolutely explosive. And let's talk about Jacob Fatu himself for a moment. This man is a warrior, a fighter who's built his reputation on being virtually indestructible. The fact that someone managed to take him out shows that they've studied him, they know his patterns, they understand his weaknesses, and they exploited those weaknesses with ruthless efficiency. When Fatu returns, and you know he's going to return, he's going to be coming back with a level of rage and vengeance that's going to be terrifying to witness. The person who attacked him better have a really good escape plan, because there's nowhere on this planet they'll be able to hide once Fatu gets his hands on them. The WWE Universe is going to be talking about this for months, maybe years. This is the kind of moment that defines eras, that creates legendary feuds and unforgettable matches. Nick Aldis exposing the attacker has essentially lit the fuse on a powder keg that's going to explode across every show, every pay-per-view, every social media platform. The speculation alone is going to drive ratings through the roof, because everyone wants to see what happens next, how the bloodline responds, whether alliances will form or crumble, and ultimately who's going to come out on top when the dust finally settles. So there you have it, the truth behind Jacob Fatu's assault has been revealed, and the implications are absolutely staggering. Nick Aldis just changed the game in ways we're only beginning to understand, and the fallout from this revelation is going to reshape SmackDown and possibly all of WWE. The question now isn't just who attacked Jacob Fatu, we know that answer. The real questions are why, what happens next, and how many more secrets are still waiting to be exposed. This story is far from over, and if you want to stay ahead of every twist, every turn, every explosive development, you need to be subscribed to this channel with those notifications turned on, because Hardcore Highlights is bringing you the most intense analysis and breaking news in the wrestling world. Drop a comment below with your predictions about what's going to happen when Jacob Fatu returns for revenge, and make sure you're watching SmackDown, because I guarantee you the chaos is only just beginning. This is the kind of wrestling drama that reminds us why we love this business: unpredictable, intense, and absolutely unmissable. Stay hardcore, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next one.